What's up, family? Tori checking in, LOJ Fit Club. I know I've been missing for a couple of weeks with the motivation message, but there's a reason why, and the motivation message for today actually ties into that. So, first, I want to say happy Monday to you, and then I want to dive right into it. So, what we want to talk about today is why you should travel the world and the importance of traveling outside the confines of the United States, where many of you who are going to be viewing this live. There's a whole world outside the United States, and depending on your perspective, there is a much better world outside of the United States. Okay, depending on your perspective and your values and what you value. So, some of you may know, probably many of you do not know, but I am a product of a group of people who reinstated themselves in the land and the country of Israel. So I have family, in Israel, and I travel back and forth to Israel pretty much every year. And so, with that being said, it gives me the opportunity to continue to travel the world and just, see what else is out there, especially so far away. It's one thing you're going to Mexico or Canada or the Caribbean, but it's a whole nother thing when you're going on the eastern side of the world. And so, it just gives you a different perspective. Okay? So a little bit about, where I'm from, my community and things like that. Then I'll dive into some reasons you should get out and travel. But basically, I'm from a community of about 5,000 people in Israel who decided in the early 1970s, late 1960s, that we were to go back and reestablish ourselves in Israel, linking our history, people of African descent in America, to the ancient Israelites of the Bible. This narrative is becoming more and more popular now, but back then it was not very popular. So a small group of people, less than 150 people, and through years we've just struggled in building, a community, and we had a lot of resistance that did not want to see that take place, but we prevailed. And now you're looking at, a product of, those decisions. This company, LOJ Fit Club, is a derivative from, our culture and those decisions. So we celebrate our Exodus in Israel every May around like the 22nd, 23rd, around that time frame. So, but even more special this year, I actually traveled up a little earlier, and because my brother, one of my older brothers, actually just got married and had the wedding in Israel, and so a lot of my family from here got the journey up, but then I have a lot of family over there that was able to go, and it was a beautiful wedding. It was a beautiful celebration. So once that happened, then some days later, we celebrated our, what we call New World Passover, where we celebrate our exodus from the United States. So, let's get into the topic. One thing that you'll learn about traveling far outside the United States is the emphasis other countries attempt to put on actually caring about the health of the people. There's a lot of things in the States right now that you're used to that are banned in other countries because of its health, its health, warnings and things that it has been done in studies where they don't feel like it's fit for the people. So I'll give you an example. One of my brothers, who was trying to, because it's where we live in Israel, it's in the desert, so very dirty and dusty with dirt, So his shoes, he had just got some new shoes and he didn't want them to get dirty. So, here we're used to, going and buying, shoe repellent where it helps things kind of just get off your shoes where it doesn't stick to your shoes as much. So he went to the store to try to buy some shoe repellent, and so they actually told him that the Foot Locker told them that we don't sell that here because of the its health concerns. So he was like, wow, dang. We wonder how many other things are like that, not being in Israel, all the time. We don't know how many other things that we use on a daily basis without even second thought in this country where it's banned in other countries. So, yeah. Other thing, the whole terminology of, GMO versus organic and things like that, it's on the eastern side of the world, it's almost a topic that is not even, the people are not even cognizant of, because everything, a lot of everything now, a lot of these big companies, Monsanto and things, are now trying to infiltrate these countries. But before, and even still today, most things are pretty much in its natural form where you don't have to worry about it being genetically modified. So, and this is something that you do on a daily basis. You eat on a daily basis. So imagine all the toxins that your body is accumulating just from being over here, because they almost refuse to let you eat, things in its natural state. So you have to travel the world to be able to see, how much and how many things that we are not even cognizant of that may be and that is affecting your life. Okay? So, Israel, just to give you some facts about Israel, Israel is actually on track to be the first vegan nation ever in history, so they say. But, according to, the history that they're keeping up with, Israel is on track to be the first vegan nation. So, what does that mean? That means that Israel is highly, it caters highly to veganism, plant-based nutrition, and things like that. Now, here's what they won't tell you that I'm going to tell you, which is the truth. The reason why that is because of us and our community. We're the largest vegan community in the world. And we've been there, Israel as a state, to be reinstated as Israel. Before Israel, it was Palestine, and before Palestine, it was Israel before. And it went through many different transitions. But the new state of Israel was established in 1948. So less than 21 years of age as a country, we came into Israel in 1969, 1970. So our influence as it relates to veganism has been heavy in Israel, which has led the state of Israel and the country of Israel to look more into veganism, and now it's being more propagated, through the public. And it just had the largest vegan food festival in the world. The military is speaking of, catering more towards veganism and things like that. And Lord knows I had the best vegan shawarma. Oh my God, it's actually the only one I've ever had, because I don't even know where they sell it here. But a vegan shawarma was so good. I can't even tell you how good it was. But it's from a place in Beersheba. Beersheba is a city in the south. We're in Dimona, but Beersheba has this place called Nafis. And Nafis is a place, it sells its vegan shawarma. It's so good, it doesn't even make sense. So, my message to you is that you need to, assure yourself to make plans to travel east. I want you to travel east. I definitely want you to travel to, the continent of Africa. Okay? And just, put things in perspective. Your health, okay? Clean air, water, food. Put these things in perspective. Travel east where these things have not been, contaminated. Especially nowhere near as much as here, and spend a significant amount of time, not on no, resort, but go and actually experience the people and the land, and experience the real everyday, day-to-day activities. It will expound and expand your mind, and being able to just really kind of, get your perspectives and priorities in order. So with that being said, that is this week's Motivation Monday message. And if you have any comments, questions, we actually send people on tours of Israel. If you would like to get information about that, email me, or just respond back to this message or whatever, and we'll make sure we get in contact. Email me at LOJFITCLub@gmail.com, and we'll get you to Israel. We'll take you on tours, even show you the African presence of Israel, and we'll go from there. Take care. Peace.